when I first saw this logo on this sandwich pack, it was on the internet, I thought, well, it can't be true. So this is, what is it? It's a sign that tells you what proportion of your carbon allowance, if you like, your carbon diet you're allowed that day. You're only allowed so much carbon output as a human being each day. And, if you buy these sandwiches, you're going to use a part of your allowance sort of thing. And it's actually just a mock-up of a sandwich packet. But in actual fact, well, as I investigated, it got more sinister than that. So let's look at what the plan is like of one of the biggest food suppliers in the world, Unilever. So let's look at what Unilever are planning first. Unilever in 2021 plan to roll out carbon footprint labels on some 70,000 to 75,000 of their products. But it all seems to have fallen by the wayside because the plan was originally to try to complete this by 2026, just next year. But that isn't happening. So it seems to have lost its steam. Now, I understand commercially why they've done this, and I certainly don't blame them in the environment we're in. They have to look after themselves. But what they have done, and this is updated in 2024 last year, is they've collected about 250 what's called product carbon footprints. So they're suppliers, as it were, to make sure they know what the supply chain in is in terms of carbon footprint, so they can be ready for the labelling going out, as it were. All very sensible commercial stuff. But a whole host of products already being carbon labelled with a carbon footprint, a whole host of them. And that is being done for virtue signalling, if you like, to the green side of the population. It's got dangers, though. The first danger, of course, is people even like Unilever having to look at the carbon footprint of all their supply chains. And so choices are being made, not based on what's best as regards price and quality and efficiency, all in favour, of course, of ESG, environment, social and governance. The madness of that, thankfully, beginning to come to an end as people and companies wake up. It's all nonsense. But what is not nonsense is this man here, our Prime Minister, because he will have all the tools to make it so that you can be rationed on what articles you buy because of their carbon footprint, and not just food, almost anything. Of course, one of the major reasons for me not trusting our Prime Minister on this is his feeble excuse for even introducing digital ID, which he claims will reduce the illegal workforce in the UK. So illegal immigrants won't be able to get a job because they have no digital ID. Well, those illegal immigrants have no national insurance number either. So you'd have to be really stupid to accept his excuse. And frankly, I think he's insulting the intelligence of everybody and making it. And it's that sort of thing that shows this is just the Trojan horse. And it's why I fundamentally don't believe a word he says now. To remind you of these claims, just watch what he says here.
Their wages, but the simple fact that every nation needs to have control over its borders. We do need to know who is in our country. Our immigration system does need to be fair if we want to maintain that binding contract that our politics is built on. Otherwise, it undermines trust, undermines people's faith that we're on their side, and their belief that the state can and will work for them. And that is why today I am announcing this government will make a new free of charge digital ID mandatory for the right to work by the end of this Parliament.
But amazingly, Kier Starmer, people are being asked for their biometric data now already in order to be paid. That if you want to go on the payslip and be paid by the company, you've got to complete these details. It is coming in so rapidly, it's actually quite shocking. Mr. Starmer, you haven't got a clue. You've let in record numbers of illegal refugees, renamed them so it doesn't look so bad, and just pretended to be coming up with policies that actually reduce them. No one believes you anymore. This is an ideology-driven program that I'm totally against. Now the question for all of you is simple. Do you trust this man not to use digital ID so he can control exactly what you consume in both food or anything else, to making sure that your carbon footprint is not too big? Well, I don't. I don't trust him at all, and nor does the party I stand for, Advance UK. We are strongly opposed to digital ID as well as any form of carbon rationing.